Well, hello and welcome to Monday's vlog, which is the audio and video version of my blog posts. I'm Lola Javan, and the blog post that we're talking about is at www.lolajavan.com, where you can subscribe so you never miss a bit of malarkey or art. Today we're talking about this big painting, and let me give you I have a helper today. Whoop, that's Wonder Mike. Here's the whole piece. It's a big one. And this one we're going to dive right into. Ready? Here we go. Mistaking Whispers for Earthquakes. Oil on gallery wrapped canvas. This is 24 by 48 by 1.75 inches deep. It's unframed, but it is ready to hang. And here are the words that I chose to go with this one. Chasing the blood on the back seat, the in-crowds have taken you far. Making your eyes to the windshield, you play the lover, and I'll play the liar. Waiting for someone to hold you or handle your heart in the rain. Mistaking these whispers for earthquakes, you play the martyr, and I'll play your game. From Night Bell, Arizona, by Kerala Dust. I have an uncanny history with hotels. It wasn't until very recently that I could recognize the origin of this history in my simmering anxiety near hotels that looked a certain way. The mind and its defenses are wondrous and also a little mysterious. Knowing the only way to the other side of this strange phenomenon was straight through, I am taking back hotels to reclaim them as a source of travel adventure and evidence of a full life. I painted the Crotel, the Crow Hotel, with all of its inherent wonkiness. And why, do you ask, does this matter in the world of art? We have a job, you and I, fellow creatives, to bring to light the things that need examining, to help others access the challenging, the difficult, the tumultuous, and the fear-inducing events of today. Write it, paint it, pull it from the shadows, because if we can't do it, you and me, fierce creatives that we are, then how can others hope to? Off you go, courageous human. You've got art to make. A note about the quoted lyrics. Kerala Dust has some surreal lines in their songs, which get stuck in my head and loop in fantastical ways. Mistaking whispers for earthquakes is a perfect analogy for panic attacks, where the amygdala makes mountains out of molehills, and thus it became attached to this piece of art. Another of their lyrics, "The wind is a thistle," is frolicking in my thoughts, and I wonder where it's going to go. About the art. Are you wondering? Yep, you're right. This is another reinvention of a murdered painting. The underpainting was acrylic, and so I was able to put a coat of gesso on it before painting over it. And if you're not familiar with acrylics, oils, and gesso, you can gesso over acrylic, but not over oil. Over oil paints, just put more oil paints. So anyway, I obliterated the original with gesso. I had a fresh white canvas with a little added texture thanks to the original underpainting. And beginning with a background color in a thin wash, I carved the design in. I drew it into the wet paint with a rubber wedge. And let me see if I have an example of one. This is the kind of rubber wedge I'm talking about. A very small one. Getting off track here, but here is a big rubber wedge that I paint with. This is one that I draw with. Anyway, I gave it a long drying time because I had quite a layer of paint on there. And then I worked from the outside in and the inside out, refining the drawing with paint. I was straying from expected architecture into a bit of the wonky, unexpected, whimsical, by allowing lines to become askew and the building to make little sense at all. And what freedom there is in that. The focus on this piece was deepening the darks, building shadows and reflections, creating texture in the structure of the building and in the background. And then the final touches were the little crows and the signage and a thick coat of varnish. there's plenty of room at the Crow Hotel, and you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. Thanks, Eagles, for that. Thanks for being with me today. Blog and Blogger will be on vacation next week. Wonder Mike too, as we go to the beach and go rock hounding. It'll be cold, it'll be wet, but we're gonna have fun. Anyway, I'll see you back here in 2 weeks. In the meantime, you can head to the website if you want more blog, more art, and you might want to stay tuned through this video to see this painting in situ and see a better photo of it than what this camera can give you. So thanks again, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.